Hi, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to the Rogue Outpost. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about the High Republic, a little bit about the background, and we're going to take a look at some of the concept art. The High Republic originally was called Project Luminous, and it was rumored around the end of last year. In late February of 2020, the announcement of the High Republic came from Disney. So basically, it's set about 200 years before the Phantom Menace. It's said to be the golden age of the Jedi. So it's going to be interesting to see the Jedi at their entire peak. In the Phantom Menace, in the Clone Wars, we saw the Jedi more in their downfall than anything. Um, they said the Jedi are supposed to become like they're the Knights of the Round Table, and apparently everything starts with this event known as the Great Disaster. Um, the High Republic is going to be a big push by Disney, something that they've never really done before. It's going to be a big push across all multimedia platforms, and there's said to be 10 different publishers that will be releasing different media. It's an interesting idea. There's lots of different Jedi. There's even a Wookie Jedi that I'm very excited about. And the new villains that are called the Nile that are interesting, but we'll talk about them more later. There's The start of it is going to be coming out in August of 2020. It's going to be a release of 5 different books. They're going to be the Star Wars: The High Republic, Light of the Jedi by Charles Soule, which is going to be an adult novel. It's going to be Star Wars: The High Republic, Into the Dark by Claudia Gray, a YA novel. Star Wars: The High Republic, A Test of Courage by Justina Ireland, which is going to be a middle grade novel. There's going to be The High Republic Adventures by Daniel Jose Older, which is going to be a comic series from IDW. And there's going to be Star Wars: The High Republic by Kevin Scott with comics from Marvel. That one's going to be very interesting for me because he's very well known with his comic producing abilities and things that he's done in the past. Kathleen Kennedy has even said that she's excited to see the Jedi in their prime, and that this era they have given such a rich and fertile time for authors to explore and really make things better than they ever have been before. It originally was first mentioned by Kevin Scott in the audio docudrama from Jedi Lost from back in 2019. The High Republic was. Um, in that portion, it says, if you believe the stories which Sifo Dyas does passionately, Pterodine was a Padawan from the time of the High Republic. He'd always been what you'd call problematic, testing the boundaries of his masters, and repeatedly bringing the name of the Order into disrepute. No one really knows why or even if he was expelled. Some say he even stole records from the archives, while others believe he had an affair with the Chancellor's aide. Either way, he vanished from Jedi history, only remembered by us and every other initiate that likes to gossip by the light of a glow lantern late at night. I always believed that he was a legend, a story, but if it's truly his journal. Which is interesting, because ever before this, we had never really heard of anything called the High Republic. We always knew the Old Republic. Nothing had really been different other than what we knew as the Old Republic, KOTOR, things of that nature. But now it's going to be interesting how the High Republic's going to take things. It was also mentioned in the Marvel Comics Star Wars: The Rise of Kylo Ren #2, which is on newsstands now. It is mentioned when Lor San Tekka from Force Awakens and Luke Skywalker, a young boy at that time, with a young Ben Solo as well, on their journey to find old Jedi relics across the galaxy in an effort to restore the Jedi Order. It's interesting. Lor San Tekka says during all this, he says, I think after all my wanderings, I can recognize the description of a Jedi outpost when I hear it. Luke, it's probably High Republic era. It was great. It was a time of greatly expanded Jedi activity throughout the galaxy, which is interesting to me because they're starting to tie in this whole thing of the High Republic into these storylines so that the comics are going to, I guess, make sense. And then the most interesting spot to me really is going to be the villains, because if they're going to say that the Jedi are at their peak at this point and they're going to be, the Knights of the Round Table. They should be very prosperous. It's a great time for the Republic for peace. Then why are these space Vikings, the Nile gang? Why are they the bad guys in this? Are they really going to be able to stand up against the might of the Jedi like this, or are they going to be the reason where the Sith gods come into play that Disney has also talked about wanting to include as the villains for this High Republic era? It's going to be interesting if Disney wants to pull in, maybe Darth Nihilus from Knights of the Old Republic, the Lord of Hunger. Maybe he would be a Sith god because he is a wound in the Force. It would be interesting if they go that way, because it'd be a great way to pay homage to such a classic era in Star Wars history. Could the Nile Gang be trying to revive or could clone Nihilus through Sith magic, and maybe this is where Plagueis comes to them and learns of some Sith magic or something like that. Um, Maybe it's going to have some sort of connection with the Sith Eternal, that were at the end of the Rise of Skywalker, all the people that were around Emperor Palpatine when he was sitting there in that device. It would just be interesting to see how everything goes. Well, that's all for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and until next time, may the Force be with you.